Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Lin versus SyDe. This game taking place here on Turtle Rock. This game played on the NetEase ladders as it is red versus blue, also playing on Turtle Rock, and an oldie but goodie of a map here. We're looking at Lin spawning as the red orc player over here at what I'll call the 10 o'clock position of Turtle Rock, opening up with that Altar of Storms orc burrow, and well, it looks like he will be following this up with a barracks. I'm expecting to see Farseer and Grunts as the early opening, using a 21 supply build order to try and get to tier 2 quickly. SyDe on the other side of the map, well, no pun intended, but yeah, SyDe on this side of the map, opening up with, well, a Crypt, Altar of Darkness, and Ziggurat. We'll be looking to see whether or not he's going for a Crypt Lord or if he's going to go for the classic Death Knight. Recently, or as of late, players have really been going for that classic Death Knight as opposed to the Crypt Lord, and we'll see if that will hold true here, especially on a map as heavy on creeping as, well, as the Turtle Rock is. And yes, it is going to be that Altar of Darkness training up that Death Knight. Rod of Necromancy will be using those skeletal minions, and I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a Crypt Lord on this map because of those early beetles and being able to take down not only these sea turtle hatchlings fairly easily and then following up with these ogre warriors, but also having access to more medium or normal damage going up against these giant sea turtles alongside this gargantuan sea turtle in the middle of the map. Thank you for the subscription. Um, well, Gandhi Nutile, I don't know if that was a YouTube sub or a Twitch sub, but regardless, thank you for the sub right there. Every little bit does help. The fact that, well, you are watching, and when I mean you, I mean the viewer in any way is watching, does definitely help me out. Thank you for that additional bit of support. I do greatly appreciate it, as we're looking at is going to be a Blade Master. Well, Blade Master versus Death Knight, a very classic matchup indeed. Blade Master going after this giant sea turtle. Who's going to get the last hit? Blade Master did not get the last hit. SyDe coming across, I mean a YouTube viewer indeed, thank you, of SyDe coming across with the last hit on from the Acolyte, stealing the experience from that Blade Master, obviously not stealing the what's it called? Oh, final shot off right there, Windwalk. Not obviously not stealing the item, but that experience steal was absolutely huge. Death Knight now very close to level 2 here, as we're looking at the Blade Master trying to go after this Ogre Magi here. Is the Death Knight going to come across, get a Death Coil? That is the big question here. Who's going to get the experience? One more Death Coil should finish it off. And, oh, Death Knight gets the experience once again. Death Knight with 2 steals already. Are we going to see a Death Coil onto that Blade Master there? The Ogre Warrior actually getting in the way of the Death Knight, preventing him from being able to get a Death Coil off to try and remove that healing salve charge. Oh, now back to work. Have a nice. Oh, thank you very much. That was very, very kind of you indeed. Cloak of Shadows will be picked up here as the Blade Master gets a final strike off there as well. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, trying to get more Twitch subs does definitely help me out. Helps pay the bills. Internet, costs do go up. So, or if I can get a decent amount of subs and patrons, it will justify the cost the time and cost investment. So, thank you everyone out there. Anyways, let's come back around into this game here. Blade Master going after this creep camp again, and Death Knight perhaps going to try and finish off the Blade Master. Blade Master has a very good number of items, even though it is only still at level 1. This is not unsurmountable for Lin at this point. Lin does have decent items, Ring of Regeneration, Pendant of Energy, which will most likely be given to the Shadow Hunter or Tauren Chieftain next. Great Hall is nearly done. We don't see a War Mill as of yet, though, so it looks like it is going to be perhaps a Bestiary coming in next, perhaps going into Wind Riders, as Wind Riders have become ever-the increasingly popular in the matchup. Death Knight now going after a very difficult Forest Troll Warlord creep camp. This is one of the red creep camps on the map. However, it is more far off into the corner, so you are able to creep out this creep camp without exposing yourself to your opponent nearly as much. Meanwhile, coming back across here, the creep pattern that we are looking at from Lin, this is normally the creep camp that Orc players take like 30 seconds after the Blade Master is trained up. So he is going to try and pick up this Gloves of Haste, needs a charge, well, perhaps going to finish off the remainder of these Forest Trolls and then use Healing Salves to open up an item slot. Meanwhile, the Death Knight of SyDe doing a great job clearing out difficult creep camps, while he knows that he has a hero level advantage. Death Knight gonna be at level 3 picking up a very powerful consumable item here. He has to be careful of his route though. The Sentry Ward or the Watcher Ward was placed down here, as a Grunt is gonna spot this now. Ghoul trying to retreat all the way back. Very quick action there. Death Knight, Gargantuan Sea Turtle gonna go ahead and Death Coil, picking up that Wand of Mana Stealing, and now trying to perhaps get a surround onto this Grunt. Grunt down to 692 hit points. It will now go ahead and retreat back. Are we going to get a Tavern Hero? Naga Sea Witch perhaps? No such thing. What's cracking? Not much. Metaphysics? Not much at all. Just enjoying some good StarCraft, StarCraft over the weekend, enjoying some good WarCraft 3. Enjoying some good WarCraft 3 as well. Alright, let's move on in. What is the Death Knight doing here? You can't really creep at this stage. We are looking at a Lich joining in on the battle here. Tech to tier 3 should already begin, as we are getting up a Slaughterhouse. Do we have a web yet? And do we have the bestiaries that I was expecting? There is one bestiary there. We are already teching a tier 3, so we could be looking at a very aggressive third hero as well. Ogre Lord, oh wow, Lin is being extremely aggressive in his creep pattern right now, going after the Ogre Lord only with 2 heroes and 2 grunts. Those heroes not even level 3 yet, as the Ogre Lord will finally get taken down. Hex right there, Kagar's Pipe of Insight, that is the perfect item for that Shadow Hunter, as that Shadow Hunter is often very low on mana. Finishing off all those units using that Rune of Healing to offset some of that damage already, as we're looking at the Forest Troll Berserker. Healing Wave could be bouncing around now, as the Blade Master taking a little bit far too much damage. Blade Master, there's a Healing Salve on him instead, and there's that Pendant of Energy, and so many items on that Shadow Hunter, as Lin gets to level 3 on his Blade Master and level 2 on his Shadow Hunter. Alright, this timing from SyDe, he is not really coming that far ahead either. What is happening? Are we going to see some ghouls down to the south? Yes, we are going to see an engagement. There goes a quick Hex. There's a Death Coil onto the Lich of 400 hit point heal, as the damage is already starting to add up. Low hit point Ghoul in trouble. He gets ensnared. Scroll of Speed now coming in, and Lin, even though he has a smaller army, still able to deal quite a bit, as we're going to see another death of a hexed unit. Frost Armor trying to be used here, and well, a mass ghoul army here when Hex Ensnare is already available. This is a problem, as SyDe's going to lose another ghoul here again and again. Blade Master trying to finish off this Grunt. Grunt down to, 395 hit points. Is going to be able to run away now? I do believe so. Wand of Mana Stealing, perhaps taking some mana from the Shadow Hunter, would be useful, as a Raider does get taken down. There goes, nope, Ghoul actually able to stay alive. Kodo Beast is right here. He may just start chomping on it instead, as we're looking at a Grunt now trying to escape once more. Alright, a little bit of damage. Lich still sitting at level 1. Blade Master able to chase down the Obsidian statue, as units are already out here on the battlefield. SyDe, taking that early advantage, but it looks as though Lin not giving up at all and really continuing with that pressure. This Kodo Beast is still digesting Ghoul, but that Ghoul does act as a scout, revealing the location of the army, and that is always a bit dangerous. Also, we do not see any Crypt Fiends here whatsoever. Gargantuan Sea Turtle being left behind. That is, well, the major damage dealer, and also the unit that drops the very powerful consumable item, as we see a Dreadlord third. All right, what is going on here? Dreadlord third, as damage is going to add up here. Who's going to get the damage on the Gargantuan Sea Turtle? Gargantuan Sea Turtle goes to the undead once more. Tauren Chieftain falls as the units are now trying to retreat back. There's a sleep. So Hex countered with sleep as the Blade Master are going to try and, well, do a Windwalk strike to get away. Oh, the Shadow Hunter almost was able to escape right there, but ends up getting taken down. Are we going to see the Lich with a big Frost Nova onto a Kodo Beast right there? And that Dreadlord sleep just really returning the favor of the Orc army. Normally, ensnares and hexes make it difficult to retreat, but instead, sleep is going to be the action there as a ghoul is now out onto the battlefield. All right, we are looking at Berserkers here. Blade Master is trying to finish off some of those Obsidian statues as well. Another Grunt could get taken out. One more shot would finish it off, but no, that was able to get away. Death Knight going to perhaps try and launch a Death Coil here, trying to finish off some of those units. Lich is off to the side here, going to finish off one unit, finishes off another Grunt. 5 supply lost in a split second between those attacks, as damage is just adding up further and further. Units are trying to retreat. There's a Death Coil saving that ghoul there. Units trying to fall all the way back here. Frost Armor making it difficult. 39 supply compared to 39 as that Burrow is saved. SyDe playing some great WarCraft 3 indeed. A Dreadlord going to get to level 2. Carrion Swarm perhaps going to be added for a little bit of additional range damage. Or no, Vampiric. Why go for a second Vampiric Aura when you already have Vampiric Aura? Well, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but SyDe is the one currently pushing Lin into a corner and, well, putting down pressure on him. Blade Master now making its way around down to the south again. Tauren Chieftain going to try and do a little bit of creeping away from that action as well. Yeah, he will probably sell the item, but I really feel like Carrion Swarm would have been the better choice there, allowing the Dreadlord to be able to get a little bit of range damage on fleeing units is an important aspect for this army to be chasing. We saw that the Lich had to really go into a very forward position in order to finish off that Grunt and that Berserker there. That Grunt and that Berserker is really the main difference in overall experience. As we see Rune Bracers picked up by the Tauren Chieftain. That Tauren Chieftain very close on on life right now, somehow not taking any damage from those creeps. All right, are we gonna seal? Yeah, the item was sold, but is it unless the Dreadlord goes for level 2 Vampiric Aura at level 4, and even if we don't get there, then well, it's also a waste as well. All right, some heavy creeping coming across from Lin already. Yes, SyDe does have a slight experience advantage. Are we going to see a potential creepjack? Yes, we could see a potential creepjack. In comes the ghouls from the back. Unholy Aura, 15% movement speed. That is going to be big. Goes down to Frost Nova. Blade Master trying to turn things around. Kodo Beast eats up a ghoul there as another ghoul falls. All right, both sides fighting their way. Tauren Chieftain trying to line up a stomp, ends up sleeping on the job as the Dreadlord now trying to push his way back through. Death Knight continuing to attack here. Raiders now joining in on the battle. There's another sleep as well as the Death Knight could try and get off a Death Coil. A little bit of range damage would have helped indeed. All right, Healing Wave bouncing around as we're looking at, well, low hit point Berserkers trying to retreat away, and they will be able to get down there as we are looking at another, well, Obsidian statue falling again. All right, Destroyers, Devouring Magic going after all of these units. 48 supply compared to 46. Death Coil, Frost Nova finishing off a Raider right there. All right, Dreadlord, well, is perhaps using sleep very aggressively, and that was the reason why he went for the Vampiric Aura. If you know you're going to be using sleep with reckless abandon pretty much, then you need to save that mana for that there. Blade Master is very much nearby, could be lying in wait, ready to strike the target here. Are we going to see a bit of damage? Who's going to get the gold? And the gold does not go to the Blade Master. You didn't see a little bit of gold come up there as the Blade Master now tries to retreat back again. We are looking at SyDe with the expansion off over here as well. So it is an economic advantage for SyDe as he now goes into low upkeep. All right, ghouls the Zerglings of StarCraft, also with Ghoul Frenzy and Cannibalize, able to regenerate hit points off of the dead corpses on the ground. So yeah, these ghouls attacking very quickly, moving very quickly across the field, and well, able to deal so much damage as well. Uh, we're looking at peons wandering back and forth here, trying to clear up the majority of the creep camps. Indeed, Lich picks up a potion of lesser invulnerability, orb of corruption, obsidian statue trailing that Lich right now, as we're looking at a 61 supply army going up against 50. All right, Orc. Does Orc have the better auras? Well, the Brilliance aura is really what the Orc needs. An Endurance aura, faster movement speed and attack speed here as a single lone peon gonna make its way across here and, well, try and wonder whether or not it can stop that mining. Blade Master now has to deal with a level 5 Death Knight as we're going into this engagement here. All right, are we going to perhaps be getting some Devour magic? Yes, we are. Windwalk Strike going after that Destroyer. Destroyer taking a large amount of damage, giving level 3 to the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain needs to wake up. Lich could be in trouble. Lich does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, doesn't use it in time, and all of a sudden, well, things are going downhill quickly for SyDe as he's down to 53 supply and dropping. All right, more damage adding up. Death Knight finally getting the memo that this is not a fight that he wants to be in and retreats back out. Lin backed up into a corner with nowhere to go except through his opponent. And he did exactly that, tearing his opponent apart. SyDe losing the Dreadlord, losing the Lich, losing 2 Obsidian statues, and, well, allowing that Tauren Chieftain to get up to level 3. All right, Unholy Aura. Is there still Unholy Aura? Yep, Unholy Aura on the Tauren Chieftain. All right, so, and the Unholy Aura on the Tauren Chieftain is actually better than the level 1 Unholy Aura. It's like, yeah, it gives an additional 2.5% movement speed over the standard level 1. All right, Dreadlord could be in trouble here. Unit's going to try and back away. Actually, I don't know. Unit's going to try and back away right here. There's a quick hex onto the Dreadlord. Dreadlord going to have a very bad day indeed. Are we going to see a stomp? Is he going to get trapped into a corner? Yes, he is. Damage is going to get added up as the Tauren Chieftain tries to come around the corner and lay down a stomp. Dreadlord now once again sleeping. Scroll of Town Portal to try and get away from this, well, risky business, and is able to head back out here. But what is going to end up happening? Lin is going to now transition over to try and put pressure over there on the expansion. We already know that's happening since, well, Lin saw that Scroll of Town Portal, and the armies now need to come back and engage. Blade Master going to go to town after these acolytes here as the units are now looking to come back. All right, a welcoming party is off over here as well. Lin making it difficult for SyDe to try and save his expansion as the Blade Master goes to town on all of these acolytes. Ghoul is now going to be positioning on over as well. Tauren Chieftain and, well, Shadow Hunter making their way back off to the north there. Blade Master, well, with the Windwalk, able to get away now with no real problems. All right, Lin still playing a great game indeed. Blade Master getting close to level 5. Shadow Hunter getting close to level 4 as the Tauren Chieftain now clears out some more of these center creep camps. Meanwhile, we are looking at the, well, Lich, Dreadlord, and Death Knight, still high level advantage here as we are going into an expansion attempt by Lin. Lin already has this up and running, and, well, the ghouls are going to have a very bad day indeed with the spiked barricades here as the unit's going to try and battle up here. There goes a quick sleep onto the Shadow Hunter, forcing an engagement, and already going a quick blast right there. Damage adding up. The Spirit Link quickly getting devoured by that Destroyer as an Obsidian statue going to get taken down. 2 Obsidian statues in the back right now. Raiders going after those units. Purge onto those Obsidian statues from perhaps the Blade Master's attack, making it difficult for those units to escape. Sleep now going down here. All right, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability on the Shadow Hunter, followed by a Stomp. Shadow Hunter, is he going to be able to stay alive? Scroll of Healing being used by Undead, trying to hold the surround on that Shadow Hunter as the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability is going to be coming to an end. All right, wow, that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability seemingly lasting forever and a day. Lich gets a death coil at the last possible moment. So much damage across multiple units there. There goes a Stomp as well. And this is where I say Carry on Swarm would have just really added up a lot more damage. No more Scrolls of Healing, as the ghouls really do need it. 56 supply going up against 55. Lich trying to finish off a last couple of bit of units, and the Blade Master unable to finish off that that unit, or I don't know what unit it was. Very low hit point ghoul off to the back and forth coming through. Shadowhunter now making its way here. Lin sitting up on 2 bases. Same thing with SyDe. Lin has momentum even though the game is about even, and if the battles continue to go the way they are going, Lin will come out as the victor. Death Knight sitting at level 5, Dreadlord sitting at level 4. We now finally have level 2 Vampiric Aura, but is it too little too late? Yes, the ghouls are attacking very quickly, very fast attack speed, 15 to 20 damage, really high damage indeed. But it may be a little bit too little too late. Too little too late. The Dreadlord, I really think if it had Carry on Swarm, but then again, the Dreadlord has really not had maxed out mana throughout this game, as we should be looking at a second Scroll of Healing to try and counteract this here. All right, coming into this next battle, Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 3. Kodo Beast off to the side here. We're going to see a slight engagement. What is going on here? Trying to get into the proper position. Are we going to see a sleep? Tauren Chieftain surprises. There's a sleep, though. And the Blade Master, well, there goes a Frost Nova. Tauren Chieftain going to throw down a Stomp. Big damage as the Blade Master finishing off a couple of ghouls as well. Death Knight in that front line spot trying to go after some of those units, Obsidian statues, and the lines for SyDe just don't seem that strong at all, especially as the Tauren Chieftain has pretty much free reign across all of these units here. Berserkers are getting taken down as Taurens are now starting to show up onto the battlefield as well. All right, Obsidian statues still trying to heal. 52 supply compared to 57. Are we going to be looking at more damage or more Frost Novas, as the Lich not being able to get landing a lot of Frost Novas has been a big problem indeed. So far, though, there goes another Destroyer. 40 supply compared to 51. Tauren Chieftain able to throw down another Stomp, stunning down those other 2 heroes as the Lich gets saved once more. Lich trying to add up more damage again. Kodo Beast dining and leaving as SyDe throws in the GG. Throws in the towel, doesn't give a GG, perhaps upset at letting that game get away from him. Frostworms would have helped for a little bit of slow, but SyDe really committed to that all-in pressure or all-in tactic with mass ghouls, getting all of the upgrades, and you saw that the Ghoul Frenzy was, well, rather effective going up against those berserkers. The problem was still, how do you shut down that Tauren Chieftain? Tauren Chieftain was constantly able to throw down stomps onto those ghouls. Those ghouls, when they're not attacking, are also not healing themselves, acting as a double whammy for ending up being taken down. In the end, though, it was the real plays were made by Lin. Just like really strong plays. You saw SyDe steal 2 big portions of experience early on in the game, forcing Lin on the back foot and forcing him to climb out of a hole. That Death Coil steal, and maybe more impressively, that Acolyte steal on that giant sea turtle, getting that little bit of extra experience to get that Death Knight to level 2 and then get Unholy Aura that much faster. Those things definitely tipped things in favor of SyDe, but then Lin was able to just come back over the top. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.